New York City! How y'all feeling tonight? Right on. I'm Doug WimBash, founder of the WimBash Music Festival Series. And I'd just like to say a few things real quick. In 2011, I was fortunate enough to meet some good friends in the Dominican Republic that introduced me to the bachata music and Dream. And it changed my life. When I met some of these young adults on stage, they were little bambinos, you know, and now they're adults. They've grown. Anyway, we were able to actually provide some musical equipment to help support the music program at Dream. And it's been a journey, and I just want to thank all of the folks from Dream that have spent tireless hours to support music and education in the Dominican Republic. And without further ado, I want to introduce you to John Wonderlick. And Ben's coming next.
Good evening, everybody. My name's John. I'm the development director for Dream. Good friend of this man, Honor, son of a bass player. So when I met him for the first time, I had to grovel at his feet and buy him some fried chicken and a few beers just to get him to talk to me. But working for Dream Project, I've had the opportunity, just like Doug, I've known these kids for many years. Music education is something extremely important to our entire curriculum, which we do with more than 9,000 kids in 27 communities. So all you guys, let me get a round of applause for you being here, because you're all going to donate to these kids expanding their knowledge of music. So after knowing Doug for a couple of years, we had the honor of having some incredible people like Eric Gales, Miss Lauren Hill come down and play. And then last year, I walked into this bar with all my luggage, and I met the parents of these two incredible kids who I had never met before. And I think within 20 minutes, they were, one, planning to come to our event 2 nights later, which was a year ago. And then 2, we were making plans for them to come down and do a summer jam with us in the Dominican Republic and play with these guys on stage the same way you're going to experience tonight. So it's kind of a cool flashback to what we did in the DR. That is Brandon and Raghav. Where are you guys at?
All the way up there.
Are you guys back there? Oh, the boys. Give them a round of applause. So two quick shout outs, and I'm going to hand you off to Ben to explain a little bit more about what bachata music is, because I don't know how many of you guys have actually listened to bachata live, but there's nothing more Dominican than bachata, besides maybe plátano, rice and beans. But at the same time, I want to give a special thanks to one, a donor that's somewhere here tonight, I believe, but if not, Spectre Bass, that represents Doug. They donated an incredible amp and a bass to us, which these guys have been using and learning their craft on. And to another dear friend of mine, Diane, unheralded, always working behind the scenes to put all these things together. So Diane Nielsen, round of applause. Making the Dream WimBash possible. And I'd like to introduce you to our executive board member, Ben, who's also director of this program, has a passion for bachata and his own record label. Ben?
Hi everybody. So the band behind me right now is the Bachata Academy band. The Bachata Academy is a school program dedicated to bachata, the traditional music of the Dominican Republic. Bachata is a little bit like the Dominican version of rock and roll. You see, I mean, if you saw these guys behind you and I told you they were American, this could be a rock and roll band. If instead of the bongo player there was a kick drummer here, this could just be a rock and roll band. It does sound a little bit different. And the Dominican Republic has, the culture there is quite different from here. For those of you who've been there and spent some time there, you'll know that it's a completely different world. But one of the wonderful things about music is that it can bridge those barriers, it can overcome those boundaries. And people can communicate their emotions with each other, understand each other better. That's something we all need, especially today. So thank you for coming out, and let's just give a round of applause for these kids, and they're going to show you a little bit of what they've got.